So make sure that if you have any questions about your iPad connection, or if you can't see me, go ahead and raise your hand and Miss Auskell will help you, okay? All right, so tomorrow we are taking a Module 5 test. I know there's been a lot of testing involved this week, but I can't control that. But there will be less questions on this test than there will be on the MAP test, okay? So that's pretty simple. The review is going to be very helpful. So if you pay attention, this will definitely help you with your test tomorrow, okay? So we're going to review. I'm sorry? So make sure that your hands are free. So your iPad should be on an iPad stand. You should not be touching your iPad. That way you don't accidentally press a button or unmute yourself by accident, okay? All right, I'm going to go ahead and present my screen. This is the one we need. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you can see our Module 5 review. It's orange background. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and review. So some things that we're going to review are nouns, pollution, opinions and supporting details, chronological order, suffix ly, make connections to concepts of being proud of your work. So the prefix dis, capitalization, specifically months, abbreviations, which means shortens words, mostly streets, and quotation marks and comma use. Now we've done quotation marks and comma use yesterday, so that should be a pretty easy subject. Also chronological order, because we've been going over that for a very long time. Sydney, did you have a question for me or Miss Auskell? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with our first slide. All right, so we did talk about names of people. So nouns, we know that nouns are a person, place, or things, right? Make sure you're on mute. So it says, let's focus on nouns that name people. So some nouns that name people are persons, like a boy, baby, girl. But we also talked about titles, like names of people with titles. So like Mrs. Fullington has a title to her name. So that title is Mrs., right? Because that tells you that Mrs. Fullington is married. So let's go ahead and do the wheel of names. That way, you won't be able to see the wheel of names today, but I will definitely be putting that on and calling on people. So that way, make sure that you're paying attention, because I'll be calling random people on questions. So I'm going to have some people tell me some titles, names of people that we talked about the previous day, okay? All right, so let's see who's the first one. Kaylin, do you know a title? So you're the winner. So Kaylin, do you know the title of another person that we use right now? So like, remember Mrs. Fullington is Mrs. What's the guy version of that, the boy version of that?
Mr.
Mr. Good job. So Mr. is another one. So we don't want to spell Mr. all the way out. Like if we have Mr. Hawkins, Mr. is spelled M-I-S-T-E-R. That's a lot of extra letters. So we can shorten that like abbreviations, because that ties into abbreviations. And it's Mr. capital M, and a lowercase r and a period. So that shortens the word Mr. And then we can put Mr. Hawkins together. Good job. There's some health people that help us when we don't feel well.
It's all zoomed in.
What are you talking about? Oh, the nouns poster? Yes, it's zoomed in a little bit. So,
No, all the way.
what are you talking about, babe?
I can only see a little bit of the word.
What if I exit out of it? Can you see it now? Okay, so that's probably be best if I did it that way. So, what's another? So these people we see when we don't feel good. What is one title that we may use? So let's see the wheel of names. Excuse me. Gabriella, do you know of a person that we go to if we do not feel good? What's the title of that certain person?
A doctor?
A doctor. Good job. So if we had a doctor named Dr. Johnson, doctor is the title for that person because they are a medical person that helps us when we don't feel good, right? So that is one title. There is one medical person that we have at school, right? So let's go ahead and do the wheel of names to see who can give us that one. Isabel, you are the winner for this question. So who is the other person that we see in school that may help us if we do not feel good?
The nurse.
The nurse. So we have Nurse Josie. So nurse for Miss Josie is a title for her because it specifically says that she's our nurse and she's there to help us in school, right? She's another medical person. So those are some examples of titles of the names of people, right? So the we're gonna go ahead and keep moving on. Oops, let me do this way.
Miss Thornton?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask my mom if I can go
It's
online
echoing.
school again.
If you can what?
Go in online school with it again.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, okay, Mackenzie?
Okay.
All right. All right, let's focus back on this. Roy, is it okay now? If I
Yes.
blow it? Okay. It was just that one slide probably. All right. So some of y'all probably hopped on Epic and saw the assignments that I posted. There was a video and 3 other books about pollution. How many of y'all looked at some?
I didn't see it.
How many?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see what, sweetie?
The pollution one. I didn't see it at all.
That'll be okay. So give me
Plus,
just a second.
Plus, I can't be in video.
Okay, Aiden, we're going to go ahead and wait on those comments, okay? All right, so some of those are about pollution. Does anybody know what pollution means? Let's go ahead and, Murphy does. Murphy, what does pollution mean?
Pollution means throwing stuff on the ground and
Mhm.
littering.
Yes, it is. It's basically trash, right? Good job, Murphy. So pollution is basically trash that is all over our environment. And it's not very healthy, is it? Pollution. So
No.
so let's go ahead and see. Here's a question. Let me see who can answer this one. Dixie, you are the winner for this one. So Dixie, where are some places where you might find pollution? Where's one place that you might find pollution? So pollution is trash everywhere in a public area.
Outside.
Maybe outside, but where outside specifically?
In the grass.
But what place?
The ditch.
Did you see it at the park?
Go to the road and you the ditch.
Oh, on the road. Yes, there is. Like on the highways. That's definitely one that we haven't talked about. But yes, that's that if you're driving on the highway anywhere, there is a lot of pollution, and that's not very good, is it? Because if you notice around Ferris, there's a lot of creeks and rivers, and that's a lot of an environment where animals may live, right? And so where's another environment where animals live that may be polluted, and it could be very dangerous for animals. Let's see. Let's do another wheel of names. So this question is for Clayton. So Clayton, where's a place where animals may live freely so they're not enclosed in any kind of cage? So it wouldn't be like a zoo, but an open place where animals may live that may be polluted and very dangerous for animals.
Forest.
A forest. That's a really good one. Because if you notice, we have national forests, right? Or camping grounds. So there's a lot of polluted areas where people go camping and then they forget to throw their trash away, and that's harmful, right? Another place could be is at the beach. You see a lot of people that go into the ocean and then they help.
And sailing.
Do where?
And sailing.
And sailing.
When you're on a boat.
Sometimes your boat's oil leak and they don't clean it up.
That's a good thing. Yes, that is a good one, Aiden. Yeah, it's oil. It may be plastic stuff like plastic bags. Cans. You'll see a lot of that. I know in Texas we do a lot of what's it called? Tubing in the river, where you go on those big donut tubes and you see a lot of trash in the river and people don't like to pick up after themselves. And so that could be a polluted area and it could be dangerous. Definitely dangerous.
The plastic from the 6-packs from the soda can.
Yes, that's very dangerous. So you see a lot of those in the ocean, and it's very sad whenever you see like sea turtles that get that around their neck, and that can be very, very dangerous and harmful.
Miss Williamson, why is it dangerous?
That keeps it still on their hand.
Yes. So that could be very.
Raise a hand.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on. Y'all did very well on pollution, and it could be very harmful for our environment. All right. So we're jumping into opinion and supporting details. This is probably the most important one because today you are doing an assignment on opinion and supporting details. So you might want to pay attention closely.
Miss Wellington.
Yes.
When you go reading to like the table, I'm level 3rd grade level now.
Awesome. All right, so let's keep moving on. So we're going to be talking about opinions. It says, what is an opinion? Let me see who can read this for us, this poster. Let's see, who can read this for us? Sydney, do you want to read what is it? It says, what is an opinion? Go ahead and read that for us.
An opinion is what you feel, think, or believe about something.
Good job. All right, so that is an opinion. So it makes you want to feel what you think and what you believe. So you see this little picture of this little boy and this little girl, and the little boy thinks that strawberry ice cream is the best. And then the little girl right here thinks that chocolate ice cream is the best. So those are opinions. Definitely opinions. So it says here, we're going to find supporting details with our opinion statements. Opinion statements are basically statements that we think. For example, as I think that Dr. Pepper is way better than Coke. That's what I think. So what Miss Wellington has to do to prove that and to persuade y'all to think that Dr. Pepper is better than Coke is I have to give you some reasons. And some of those reasons could be facts or things that I can prove in order for you to believe what I believe, right? And so those are supporting details, because supporting details are the reasons why this person may think this. So we're going to read a couple of paragraphs together, and we're going to talk about which little statement is there and where are the reasons in one paragraph, okay? So we'll do the first one together. So the first one says, fall is the best season out of all 4 because you can go apple picking and pumpkin picking during the fall harvest.
No.
So I already hear a no. So I'm going to pick someone. And
Yes.
what does this person may think? So Omar, what does this person think is the very best season? So what is the season that this person thinks is the very best? Omar?
Fall.
Fall. So it says here, there's a statement. It says fall is the best season out of all four. That's the opinion statement right there. Now, they have reasons, right? And the reason is when it says because, that's a clue word that there are some reasons why. And Omar, do you know what reasons are those? Why does he think fall's the best? Because why?
You can go apple picking and pumpkin picking during the fall harvest.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
So it says right here, just exactly what Omar said. It's because apple picking and pumpkin picking are really good for the harvest time. Clayton, make sure you're on mute, sweetie. So it says here, so those are the two reasons why he thinks that fall's the best. So those are his proving points. He wants to make sure that you know this is why fall's the best. All right, so here's the next one. You ready? All right, the next one says the beach is a great place to go on vacation. One reason is because you get to swim in the ocean, which you can't do at home. So now we need to figure out the opinion statement here. So what does this person think is the best? So let's go ahead to the wheel of names and see if somebody can figure this one out. Mackenzie, you are our winner for this one. What does this person think is the best vacation?
The beach.
Yes, that's right. Good job. So it says here the beach is a great place to go on vacation. Oh, they obviously gave you a clue on what is their reason. And Mackenzie, do you know what that reason is?
The beach is a great place to go on vacation. One reason is because you get to swim in the ocean.
Yep, it's because you get to swim in the ocean. Great job. So that is the reason what that person is trying to prove, that the beach is the best, which Miss Fullerton disagrees. I think that the mountains so you can play in the snow is the best vacation. Some people may not like that because it's too cold. So you can decide.
The beach.
You think the beach? So it's an opinion. So Miss Fullerton disagrees, but Omar thinks it's the best place. All right, we're moving on. We did really well with that one. So I think you're going to do great on the assignment. So it says here, chronological order. We talked about this numerous of times. So we know, when does chronological order happen in a story? When does it happen? Clayton?
Beginning, middle, and end.
Beginning, middle, and end. Great job. It is beginning and middle and end. And I have to do the wheel of names because I have to do that. So it says here, Aiden. Aiden, you are the winner for this question. So it says, what type of words should we listen out for? So what type of words will help you know that this is in chronological order? What are some clue words that you see? It's on our poster.
Beginning, middle, and end.
So that is the events in order, yes, but right there below it, all beginning, middle, and end, there are some clue words. Do you see the clue words that you may see in a story? It says clue word or clue words underneath beginning, middle, and end. Do you see them? So right here underneath the blue rectangles, there's some little bitty words.
First, next, then, finally, and last.
Good job. So those are the clue words that you probably might be looking for in an expository piece of passage. That will probably be the best to find them because they're telling you step by step. So when we do chronological order, we want to make sure those events connect and make the beginning, middle, and end. Because if we break those pieces apart, the story wouldn't make sense. So if Mrs. Fullington skips the middle of the story, Is the beginning and the end going to make sense? No. So it's a very important piece of the puzzle, right? For beginning, middle, and end. We never want to skip a part of a story or expository piece. Guys, make sure that you're paying attention and your eyes are on the screen because this is very important, okay? All right, so we are, some of us talked about the suffix ly, and so some of us haven't. So some of us talking about the suffix ly, it tells us how or when something happens, and it's a form of an adverb. So an adverb is basically an adjective describing a verb, so an action, right? So it says here, an example would be exactly. So exactly is an adverb because it has ly at the end, and it means the same. So it tells me how things are the same. So exactly means it tells you how, which means it's the same. So it says a suffix is a word part added to the end of a base word that makes a new word with a related meaning but different part of a speech. So here's an example. Neatly has the base word neat and the suffix ly. So if Mrs. Fullington neatly placed the book on her desk, what does that mean, neatly? What does neatly mean? So let's see. Let's go ahead and do the rule of names. Jocelyn, you are the winner for this one. So Jocelyn, if Mrs. Fullington places the book neatly on her desk, what does neatly mean in that sentence?
Carefully.
I'm sorry?
Carefully.
Carefully, right. Or nicely, right? Or calmly. Yeah.
Or gently.
Gently. So it means a sort of different meanings, right? It could mean differently. It's like different meanings. So it says here, the suffix ly can mean in a calm or nice way, or what did you say, Jocelyn? What was it again?
Huh?
What was the meaning of neatly to you?
What
did you say?
Carefully.
Carefully. So carefully, that is a good one. So in a careful way, right? So neatly means in a careful way or in a neat way. So we did, so that tells us how Miss Fullington placed the book, right? Good job. You did good. All right, so we are on the adjective proud. And so we're mentioning this one because it's mentioned in our test. And so we want to make sure that you understand what proud means. So let me go ahead and spin the wheel. Somebody else is going to be able to answer this question. Murphy, you are our winner. So Murphy, it says, what are—
Murphy's not paying attention.
Oh, Murphy, make sure you pay attention because I just called on you. So it says, Murphy, right here, it says, what are some things you are proud of? What are some things that you're very proud of?
I'm proud of my grades, what I did at school.
That's a really good one. All right, somebody else want to share what they're proud of? I saw Aiden's hand first. Aiden, go ahead and share what you're proud of.
When I finally make something that was I'm working on from Lego for like 2 weeks or for some hours on a day.
Yeah, that's a really good achievement, isn't it? It's a really good feeling. I saw Kaylin's hand next. Kaylin, what are you proud of? What are some things that you're proud of?
I'm proud of all my manners.
That's a good one. No one has said that. I'm really proud of that too. Omar, you are next. Omar, tell us what you're proud of.
I'm proud of all my 90s.
All your what? Say it
I
again.
got all 90s on my report.
Oh, see, it's all A's, right? Yeah, I would definitely be proud of A's. Roy, what are some things that you're proud of?
I'm proud of my grades.
Good job. Mackenzie, what is something that you're proud of?
I'm proud of my mom for working really hard every
So
day.
you're proud of your mom. That's very
Because she
sweet.
works like 16 hours a day.
Oh my goodness.
More
Yeah.
than
That would,
8,
yeah.
because she gets off at 6.
So that would be something you would be very proud of. All right, Clayton, what are some things that you're proud of?
I'm proud of my mom because every night we sleep, she's always awake all night.
Yeah. So does she work at nighttime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would be proud of my mom too. Jocelyn, do you?
And she's gonna buy me a bike in February.
Oh, exciting.
People
I already have 5 bikes.
Okay, Roy, it's Jocelyn's turn. Hold on. Jocelyn, you want to share what you're proud of?
I'm proud of all the people that are out there supporting us.
Oh, I like that. That's very sweet. All right. So we did really good at sharing some of. Gabriella, did you want to share what you're proud of? No? Okay. I wanted to make sure we didn't leave you out. All right. So that's some stuff that you would be very proud of. And so you understand that. So it says, how do you show that they are, so how do people show that they're proud of something they've done or achieved? What are some things that people may do like as actions? Roy?
They'll probably smile.
Yeah, they probably smile. I see Clayton's hand. Clayton, how do people show that they are proud?
Because every time people say they're proud, they look at me like they're really proud.
Yeah, so they show their actions, their expressions, right? Omar, how do people show that they're proud?
Excited? They're like,
Yeah, they may feel excited. They may be jumping up and down, right? Like that'd be an action. I would think I would be jumping up and down if I was proud of something or excited. Good job. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on. And so we are doing the prefix dis. So prefix dis means not. What does prefix dis mean?
Not.
Not. Good job. So it says here, a prefix is a word part added to the beginning of a base word, and it changes the base word's meaning. So the prefix dis means not. So it says people dishonored. So if they are dishonored, they are not honoring a certain person, right? Or something. So it says the new word formed means the opposite of the base word. So if I say I dislike something, dislike means not like, right? So if we break that word down, we take it apart. Dis means not, and like is a base word, so it would be not liked. So with that being said, that is our first example. So it says here, if I have the base word agree and I add dis to it, it is disagree. So if we break that apart, what does that really mean? So let's see who gets to do this one. Roy, what does it mean to be?
You didn't agree to someone.
You didn't agree to something, right? Or someone. Yeah, so it's not agree, right? Good job. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh my Spark Bill of Names. Someone had a question. Who was it? Mackenzie? Yeah.
it keeps kicking me off the meeting.
Okay, so if it keeps kicking you off, just go to a neighbor's iPad and you can sit down and listen, okay? All right, so with that being said,
Probably the internet.
it could be the internet because it seems like this class that they start kicking out students. That's not fair. All right, so number 3 says dishonest. What does honest mean, by the way?
Telling the truth.
Telling the truth. Good job. So if we break up, if we put dis and honest together, it makes the word dishonest. But if we break it apart, what does it mean? So let's go ahead and do the wheel of names. All right, so it says Isabel. Isabel, if you're here, I don't see you on here. Are you here, sweetie?
Yes.
I see her now. All right, so Isabel, if I have the word dishonest and I break it apart, what does that mean?
Dislike.
So dishonest, remember dis is not, and then honest stays the same. So what would that mean?
This not.
So we not honest, right? Not honest. Good job. Oh. Did I just exit out? Yes, I accidentally exited out of my
Yep.
PowerPoint slide. Oh no, Miss Fullington. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me go ahead and put it back on. We're almost done, guys.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, all right, so we are on, so we did really well with the dis, which means not, the prefix dis. So we're gonna keep moving on. So number 6 is capitalize days, months, holidays, and special days. So we wanna make sure that we capitalize these because they're the names of something. Okay, so on days of the week.
Doesn't everybody know that?
Some people don't. They should, but they don't. And if they do, they forget to put it down on paper. So when you're writing these down, you make sure that you capitalize them. So it says here, here's some examples like Tuesday. That's the name of a day, right? So you want to definitely capitalize that. Names of months are very important because it's our birthday, and they're very important. So July, the capital J. Arbor Day and Christmas Eve. Those are holidays and special days. So we want to make sure that we capitalize those because, or just like Martin Luther King Day, that is a holiday or special day that we honor, right? So we want to make sure we capitalize them. Jocelyn, did you have one?
Our birthday, just like mine, is on February 1st.
Oh, it's coming up too. Are you excited? Yeah, good job. So we'll have to put that on the board later on, huh? All right. So you want to make sure that you capitalize them. Something else that may be that you want to capitalize is your name. Some of us don't do that. I've noticed it on our assignments. We want to make sure we capitalize our name because that's part of us. We got to make sure we do that. All right, give me just a second, guys. I need to do attendance, and then we'll head back into review, and then we'll show you what you're going to do today.
I can't.
Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going. And we are on next, abbreviations of streets. So here's some certain streets that probably are part of your address that you may see. And so some of these addresses are that, or your street names could have avenue, street, road, place, court, way, lane, and boulevard. And so to shorten these, you can tell how they bolded the words. So like avenue, they took the first 3 letters and they put capital A, V, and lowercase v and E and a period. So that tells me that avenue, so we don't have to write the entire word avenue. You can just write av, and that will tell me that it's avenue. You could do street all the way, or you can shorten it. So it's ST period. And road, they took the beginning letter and the end letter and made road. Place is with PL period. Court is the same thing as road, C and T, and that makes court. Way is WY. Lane is LN. And boulevard's a hard one to write. So they do BLVD period. And those are abbreviations for streets. And we want you to know this because it's on the test at the very end. It's that writing portion where it has the numbers.
It also helps you.
It does also help you. So you can write your address to your mom, and you can show them the abbreviations for your.
All of them have periods.
They do, because you know why? They shorten the word. It's not a complete word. So they have to put that period to say, oh, here's some of the letters for avenue, and then we'll put a period on it because it's not the whole word. Yes, Jocelyn?
I heard of a street called Boulevard, but I forgot
Not where it was.
You forgot where it was. That's
I know
okay.
where it
You've
is.
heard of it, right? Yeah, there's a lot of these in Ferris. There's even one that I don't see on there, Circle.
I know a place
Yeah.
called Clinton Street.
Oh, so there is neighborhoods where there's a circle drive where it's kind of like a dead end, but you have to, it's like a donut drive. Yeah, so circle is SIR, period. So circle is short too. Yeah, so that one was not on there, and I thought that was pretty odd because that's pretty common for little neighborhoods like that.
I have one, but it's called Avenue.
Avenue, mine's street because I live on in like a street.
Mine's way different.
Could it be like a highway or an FM, a country road? And sometimes that happens. FM.
Mine
It's
is
different. Yours is what?
Baker.
Baker. But does it have a street or road?
I think it's street, yeah.
Street. Yeah, you're saying like mine because sometimes streets are for like busy roads that normally businesses are on. So Miss Wellington lives in the middle of Ennis, downtown Ennis. And so there's a lot of car traffic. And so we're on streets over there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and keep moving. So this is super easy. We're just reviewing quotation marks. We did this yesterday, so I'll just read the rules. So rule number 1 for quotation marks and commas. Put a comma between the quotation bubble and the speaker tag. So you want to make sure we separate them because that tells you who is saying the dialogue. So it says here, Dr. Lyons said, that's the speaker tag, and then you have your comma, and then you have your quotation bubble. You have a cold. So the comma separates the speaker tag and the quotation bubble, okay? The second rule is begin the first word inside the quotation marks with a capital letter. So it says here, Kai asked, may I have some popcorn? So we have our first quotation mark right here, but you notice that first word may, that's part of this question, is capitalized. Yeah, so we want to make sure we capitalize that letter when we start our quotation marks, okay? The last rule says put the end mark inside the quotation marks. So you make sure that end mark always goes in the quotation bubble, okay? So it's in here in purple. It says Paige stated, I am not going to bed. So it says here in exclamation point, and they made sure to put it in the quotation bubble. So those are just the 3 rules for writing quotations. And then it jumps right into dialogue. Does anybody remember the action for dialogue that we use? The sign for dialogue. Does anybody remember? You use your hand for this action. Oh, almost. Sydney almost has it. Yep, it's this. So it's like a puppet. So you know that the character is talking in dialogue, right? So it says here, the words characters say out loud or to each other. So put quotation marks around the words being said. So when the character is talking in the story, you're going to notice the quotation marks, and that indicates or that tells us that the character is talking in the story. So the quotation marks are very important. So some verbs that may be said, those are your speaker tags. Your speaker tags are clues that the character is talking. And so some of these speaker tags or verbs are said, yelled, whispered, shouted, exclaimed, demanded, and asked. And so some examples of a dialogue. So you notice that the yellow quotation marks are what the character is saying. And then the speaker tags or the verbs with the speaker tags also tells us how the character is saying it. Okay. Super easy. So it says here, here's our last questions, and then I'm going to use the wheel of names for this one. What are ways you can do your best on the test? So we kind of used these already on the map test. So tell me some ways that you used that made you test the best. So let's see. I'm going to pull some names on the wheel of names. So it says, Roy, do you want to share what strategies you use?
I focus
Mhm.
and I try my best.
There you go. That's perfect. Focusing and trying your best is always important when you're taking a test, no matter where you are.
And
All right,
the last one.
let's see.
Miss Wellington, how long until the meet will be over?
Not very long. This is actually our last one. So it says here, Sydney, what is something that you do that helps you on your test? That you do your best on the test for?
I took my time and did my best.
You take your time and you do your best. Taking your time is always key. We don't want to rush through that test, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. One last thing. Let's see.
Try to be last.
Let's see. Gabriella, do you want to share what are some ways that you can do your best on your test?
I took my time.
You take your time. That's a good one, always. How about using your strategies? So like on this test, you probably can't do it, but if you can highlight certain words, you can also take notes, right? Jocelyn, did you want to share one?
Follow directions.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes, you want to always read the directions and follow them. Yes, definitely. Those are some really good ones. I'm proud of you guys for sharing those things. Clayton, do you want to share the last one?
I read the story and then I looked at all of them and I just took the one that I thought was right.
Yeah, that's a good way. You also reminded Miss Wellington, read and reread. You read it twice. If you read it once and you don't understand it, you read it again. That's a good strategy to use when you're taking your test.
share a strategy that I did?
Mm-hmm.
I focused really hard.
Yes, that's a really good one.
My
Yes,
strategy is try to be last.
try to be last. That's a good one. That is a really good. So that means that you can like pace your time and take your time. How about brain breaks? Yes.
No.
That's at the end of the test.
Yeah, it's at the end of the test, but sometimes you can do it during the test and be like, "Oh my gosh, I think I need to stretch my arms and legs for a little bit." Kind of take your eyes off.
I never do that.
So that's something that you could
I have a
probably
strategy.
practice, Roy. So those are some really good strategies
I have a
to use when you're
strategy.
taking a test. What is it, Omar?
When it's a long paragraph, you never stop.
Yes, you never stop. Yep. Murphy, make sure that you're paying attention because all I see is 2 feet in the air. So I'm very concerned about that. Okay, make sure you're paying attention. All right, so Miss Wellington's going to show you, we are done with our review. We're going to show you what your seesaw activity is. And then you may start on this. And when you're done, you can, did Mrs. Owlschool give you your cursive writing yet? Okay, so then you can start on the cursive writing because we're starting our cursive writing. It's a writing journal. And you can do, we're only going to do letter A today. So when you finish, yes, that's it, Sydney. So when you finish your assignment, then you'll do cursive A. Okay?
Just got Bella's.
Okay, you just got that. That's the journal. And so we'll have her pass that out
I can spell my name in
after
cursive.
you finish. Okay? Good job, Roy. All right, so Miss Wellington's going to share, stop sharing the presentation and actually show you in Seesaw what you're going to be doing. Okay? All
We
right.
haven't started that yet.
We haven't started it yet. All right, so right here in Seesaw, we had a lot to cover for that test, so we got to make sure you're prepared. So it says right here, you are going to need your umbrella book for this. So you need this book right here. This is going to help you. Yes, that one. So you're going to turn to page 60. Page 60 is what's going to help you. We've read this story already, or it's been read to us in one of our Seesaw assignments, but this book is going to help you page 60, 60. So this is what the page looks like. This is the very first page. Yep, that's it, Sydney. So this is the very first page you're going to use for question 1. And so it's going to require you to read the story again, reread it, because we've already read it. 60, sweetie. And so it says right here in Seesaw, it says, the first question says, what does Olivia think of Abigail Adams? So you're going to have to read what Olivia thinks about Abigail Adams. And you need to tell me if it's a fact or an opinion. And then you need to give me ideas or examples about Abigail and about what Abigail did for women's rights to help Olivia persuade readers. So Olivia is trying to persuade readers to do something with Abigail Adams. And then the second question, it says, what belief does Anthony share with readers? Is this a fact or an opinion? So it says, what does Anthony want readers to do? So Anthony is trying to persuade you readers to do something. So you need to read on page 64 is what Anthony is trying to do. Page 64 is going to help you answer question 2. Okay. And you have to read the paragraph about W.E.B. Du Bois. So it's about Abigail Adams and W.E.B. Du Bois. And so we've already learned about them. And so you're kind of have to collect some facts and things because both of these people, Olivia and Anthony, are trying to persuade you to do something. So you have to read on to answer those questions, okay? You may work with a partner on this because it is a little bit complicated. I see some celebrations. So you may work with a partner on this because it is a little complicated. Or at home, Jocelyn, your parents can help you, definitely. It can be a little challenging, okay? Yes, Jocelyn, did you have a question?
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. I forgot what 2 questions now.
That's okay. Once you remember, you can ask me, okay? Sydney, did you have a question?
I went up 25 on my test.
You what?
I went 25 up on my reading test.
That's awesome. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Remember my question?
Did you remember? Okay, what was your question?
So do I have to go to school and go pick up the cursive journal or no?
Yes, I would like you to. Because what it's going to help you do is it helps you grasp your pencil and you can learn the cursive writing. So I'll have someone, because I'm at home right now, so I'll have Miss Lil send that to the office for you. Okay? And we'll make sure to put your name on it so that way when you pick it up, it has your name on it. Okay? All right. That's a good question. All right. So does anybody have questions on the Seesaw assignment? Nope. All right. You may log out and start your Seesaw assignment, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I have one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have this blanket that has earth and it has people around it. So I'm thinking maybe I can ask my uncle where he bought it from, maybe to give it.
I missed something on the
Aww.
I missed it.
Aww.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wasn't here. So
Say that again, Omar.
I wasn't here for I wasn't here for
The Seesaw assignment?
no, I was here, but I when you started the meet, I wasn't here.
Oh, that's okay. You didn't miss much.
Okay.
You're okay. You're good. We talked about nouns. All right, Kaylin, are you have a question, sweetie? Oh, you just forgot.